Okay, Paul, we got the whole wall here. 2 stories high. How wide is it?
It's just under 12 feet, Greg.
12 feet. So we've got 10-foot panels. What, are you going to stretch the panels?
Well, actually, we can't stretch the panels quite yet.
So you're going to have a seam. How do you decide where you're going to put it?
Well, after discussing with the architect and the designer what we're going to do, the way that this wall is designed, we're going to put a joint right in the middle of the wall, which will also line up with the middle of the window.
Okay, so if you have a seam this way, where are your panels going to fit together? Where are they going to come in the first course?
Well, the way we're going to lay it out is, now that we've installed the corner and the joiner bar against the corner here, we're going to take our first panel, we're going to start here, we're going to work our way to the center, and then from the center we're going to work over to the inside corner.
Okay, that's going to look pretty good. Now that we've seen the overall layout, let's go look at the step-by-step installation.
First, siding panel installation. Here, Paul will show basic installation of the first panels into the starter bar using clips on 16-inch centers.
Okay, now that we get sitting there. So as long as we're going to hit the stud, all we have to do is use one screw on the clip. When we get to the outside corner here, there's no stud to connect to, so we actually have to use 2 screws on top of the clip. As we get to the end of the panel, for our last clip, we want to have it a couple inches away from the joiner bar. In this case, I've got a stud, so I only need 1 screw. If it happens that you don't have a stud behind the wall, then you're going to have to use 2 screws. Okay, now that we've got our first panel installed, the groove of our second panel is going to sit right on the tabs of these clips here. Okay, now here we've got our second panel. Here's the groove that we're going to be setting on the tabs. It also has a factory installed gasket sealant. And as we're installing this, we want to make sure that the seam right along here is going to be tight. So you might just have to give it a light little slap to get the panel to fall down properly.
This seal is great because it allows the panels to act as one single sheet and resist the effects of wind-driven rain. It keeps the moisture out.
Okay, now that we've got it all down and sealed, we can start putting the clips on it.
Note, if there are places in the sheeting more than 1/16 of an inch out of true, correct them as you go with a shim under the clip.
Well, what I like about this is we've got a wall that's straight and smooth all the way down because we're able to shim out the clips.
As we come up to the edge of the panel, our last clip up against the joiner bar, we want to be within a couple of inches. Luckily for me, I have a stud here, so I can use 1 screw. If you don't have a stud behind the wall, you'll have to use 2 screws.